Good morning, everyone. How are you this happy Saturday morning? Good to see everybody. Welcome to the Built to Exit podcast with me, your humble host, Jason Cisneros, where we go live here 9 a.m. Every single Saturday, Eastern Standard Time, by the way. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. every single Saturday, where we get together. And for those of you that have been with me for many, many years, hello, welcome back. Those of you that are brand new, just a couple of housekeeping items for you this morning is that we do this show, we do this content. We'll get into, obviously, if you've been referred here. I don't know how you accidentally come across my stuff, but you probably have had somebody tell you, if you want to know about business, if you want to know about selling your company, if you want to know the buy side, the sell side of M&A, client, business acquisition, you're looking to sell your company sometime in the future, that you've been referred here. And so welcome to you as well. A big opportunity for you. We go into what's called a spaces on Twitter after we're done here. So on Twitter at the J Cisneros, if you want to follow over there, then what happens is we've got a big group of us that gets together and we talk about the content that I'm going through today. And we have a lot of business. Everybody's a business owner that comes there and shows up for that particular arena. We call it the after party. It's the Built to Exit after party. And we talk about their wins and we talk about what's going on with their businesses. And if you're new to the show, I'm a huge advocate for businesses doing business with each other because that's what's going to keep us vibrant. We do business with each other. We buy from each other. We learn from each other. We have open conversations because in our world of business, those of us that own real businesses and we are real business owners, we know and understand that it can be a little bit lonely. We go through things that are a little bit unique. There's 10% of us in the world, 33 million here in the United States. 10% of us happen to call ourselves business owners, entrepreneurs. Go back in history, we are the merchants of the world. We've changed the world. We are innovators. We're the drivers of GDP. Here in the United States, it's the 33 million of us. We drive literally 70% of the GDP, right? Which is anywhere between 17 and 20 trillion dollars. And we do that by not really networking with each other. We do that and we get called non-essential every once in a while. So that's where I kind of got passionate about helping business owners. Business has changed my life. Business has taken a nobody from nowhere and allowed me to custom tailor my own life. I've been able to do a lot of really great things in my life that I never would have expected as a poor kid in the situation that I was raised in. Had an adopted father that went to prison for attempted murder of me and my mom. Wasn't the greatest of starts. I started in the early part of my life. I did what I knew, which is the same as a lot of all of us, if we're going to be honest with each other. I did what I knew, and that was crime. And sold drugs, did drugs, was really good at fighting because I'd been fighting my adult father my entire life. And so I was good at fighting, became a collector, in and out of jail, ran into some really great mentors. That's why I love this format. I've come across so many people that have watched my videos or ended up at some of the stuff. And I'm able to do what my mentors did for me. I'm able to help. This show is literally all about help. It is having real conversations amongst real business owners for us to have real conversations and fix real problems because that's what we have, right? As business owners, we're a unique breed of human beings. I'm really proud to be a part of this family. I want to do my best, to support it moving forward. And that's what this show is about. Now, in particular, this show is specifically around the idea of exit, okay? Built to exit. It's in the title. That is the division that we have in my company called Built to Exit. We start out with the idea, the concept that we are, that we need to start out in business. If today's your first day, if you're thinking about starting a business in the future, if you've been at it for 5 years, if you've been at it for 10 years, if you're a third, fourth generation business, that you have to start out with the premise that everybody exits. We want to talk just a little bit about everybody exits. And I want you to sit with that just for a second, because the understanding, the settling into those two words really makes a difference in how you approach building your business, how you'll go to business tomorrow. Once you understand those two words, the way that you look at your business will forever be altered. And that's what I hope, right? Because when you are looking at something through the right lens and it alters your approach in the correct way, because every business owner I know is running really hard. But as my mentor, Keith Cunningham, the Real Rich Dad and the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books used to say, you might be running really, really hard in the wrong direction. And so the idea, everybody exits. Think about that for a second. Again, I've owned a ton of companies myself. I sold a bunch of them back in 2019. My wife and I are currently in acquisition mode on some areas. We're also selling on the other side. We own Built to Exit, which is helping other business owners prep for controlling 3 things in the sale. Okay. 1 is the amount of money that you get. 2 is the timing of when you get it. And 3 is all of the terms and conditions, right? That's what Built to Exit is all about. And arming on the sell side of the buy-sell situation is to arm the sell side for you to optimize how much money you get in controlling that issue. Now, we're going to go into some stuff today to let you know why that's so important. And this show was built off of last week's show to give you and arm you with some self-defense tools, because the marketplace is currently being flooded. Now, there's 2 people that should be really paying attention during the show, and you should share this with. It's people that are looking to buy businesses, and it's people that are looking to sell businesses. Now, there are professionals at buying businesses. They are very, very good at what they do. That's called a private equity firm. That is how I built all of my systems and processes. They are the apex, not even predator. They're blessings if you get this right. They are the apex of being able to buy businesses. They know what they're doing. They have professionals. They know their math. They know how to take an asset called your business and to mash it together with other businesses like yours to create more value for their investors that gave them money to go out and buy an asset. That is why private equity is the place to have your money. They outperform real estate. They outperform, all the crypto. It outperforms the S&P, the Dow. Their investments out because they're investing in companies like yours. Small and mid-sized businesses are built on it's the backbone. It's the heartbeat of what this country is built on. And so of course we are going to be the place that people should put their money to have it actually grow with no tricks. Like no tricks. There's lots of tricks out there. Like there's a pump and dump on the crypto. There's, a lot of different things you can do in real estate. There's a lot of things that go up and down in the Dow. There's in the S&P and all stocks and bonds and all of the other stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes on out there that is speculative. In a business that you and I own, in the small and mid-sized company, and that's 0 employees to 499. It is one of the places that you can't speculate. When was the last time small, mid-sized, doesn't matter, it's anywhere from 0 to 499. When was the last time you were able to look at your creditors or your bankers and you were able to say, you know what, I want to go ahead and run a deficit. And I want that deficit, I would like for that deficit to be let's see, I do $5 million. I'd like you to give me $1 billion line of credit. And then you just run your business with no accountability, and nobody paid attention to it. When was the last time you were able to do that? So of course, and that's where we are. The timing of this is beautiful for you to own a business, for you to be a business owner, to not buy into what 95% of the other business owners buy into, which is why 95% of companies never see their 10th birthday, is because they're not operating on the principle that everybody exits. Okay. Everybody exits simply tells us that we're going to pass away. It might sound a little morbid, but I have found this to be freeing. And so have a lot of people that I've done business with, is that you get to that place. You're like, okay, everybody exits. That means I'm going to pass away. That means that business isn't it's not going with me. My ghost isn't going to run it. No matter how many movies we see. So what happens? Is it going to be my kids? Is it going to be, who you're building your business constantly for the next owner of your company. And that means you should be building it that way now. Now, that's the morbid side of it. There's also the failure side. So yes, we're going to pass away, but also 95% of companies fail. And so that's a form of an exit. And I've broken it down in my life that I've experienced 3 types of exits. One is the exit where it's involuntary, where I went out of business 3 times. A lot of great lessons. Miserable, lost my mind, became an alcoholic, all the stuff that goes along with the failure of all you thought you were building your life to be. And then the middle one, which is kind of a dictated exit, which is, somebody in your company, like you might get sick, somebody in your family might get sick. You have a partner that's trying to leave, and you're just like, I got to get rid of this business. And then you go out and you find people that want to buy it. You're in a desperate position. So your negotiating positioning is not all that great. So that's dictated. I had a dictated exit where I thought I was doing really, really well, but I got probably half of what I should have gotten for that transaction. And it took about 3 years for me to collect my money. So that area is what I'm going to save you with this show today. Okay. That's what we're going to get into. And then the third one is what we hyper focus on here at Built to Exit. There's not very many people that are in defense of the business owner. Okay. There's not very many projects. There's not very many programs. Everybody's trying to put their hand in your pocket, and you know it. I know it. I've been a business owner my whole entire life, business owner now. Like I said, my wife and I are acquiring businesses. We're selling businesses. We are a product of our product. This isn't theory for us. we do this on a day-to-day basis for ourselves, with our capital, with our own money. And so it's not theory. And so we are constantly in the role of making sure that we protect those, because this is my family. You're my family. And anybody that knows me for any period of time knows I don't like bullies. And I feel like there's a lot of bullies that take advantage of business owners out there. Everybody's got their hands in their pocket. Everybody, period. Okay. And you know what I mean. You've got attorneys and legal and employee issues. You've got the tax man, the government is all up in your business. And you've got things that you can't control, like a 9/11 or a COVID or multitude. So you're my family. I see you. I hear you. I know you because I am you. And so this is self-defense. It's to say, here is what you can do to protect yourself in an environment where you can do everything right and still fail. That's the game we're playing, y'all. Is you can play this game and still fail. So that's a little bit about what we're doing. So the subject today, let me make sure, my team always wants me to make sure that I get all of the entry stuff in here. So I'll do the official opening, right? Well, welcome to Built to Exit, the #1 business podcast for real owners who want real exits. If you're here for fluff, for fake gurus, or another get-rich quick scheme, you're in the wrong damn place. But if you want battle-tested strategies, hard-hitting truth, and the roadmap to selling your business for what it's actually worth your home. Okay. I'm Jason Cisneros, and I've built and scaled, successfully exited a couple of dozen companies of my own. So when I tell you what works, it ain't theory, it is fact, baby. All right. So each week we rip apart the lies, cut through the noise, and we give you the real strategies to build, scale, and exit on your own terms. So let's get to work. Okay, this week's subject is specifically, which is a branch off of last week. So go to YouTube, go to Twitter, go to wherever you happen to consume your thing. Go to the last week, and you'll see how that led into this week. All of this shows that I do are interconnected and something that I have come across, something that's happening in the marketplace, something that is relevant or will be relevant to you in your future as you go to sell your business. Today, what I wanted to do is address specifically what is happening in the guru space. A lot of money, like coaches, coaching, marketing, funnels, all kinds of stuff. There's really a bifurcation of the people who are full of shit and selling information that they don't really have any business doing. There's a bifurcation of that shit tunnel of people that have been out there. They're selling programs, blah, blah, blah. But there's a bifurcation in that pipe. Those people coming in are now either selling you AI programs or they are selling you on acquisitions. Okay, great. Whatever anybody has to do to feed their family, I don't hold anything against them. But what I do want to do is protect you, the business owner, so that you understand what those offers and what's happening. Because right now the marketplace is flooded with fake acquisition experts. Okay, people who went to a seminar of the person who really has never either bought, sold a business. And they went to there and they got excited. They paid a bunch of money to be in the room with an acquisition expert. Okay. I know who these people are. I've watched them throughout their career. I understand. God bless them for going out and trying to make money. This is for you, the business owner, to pick. Okay. It's due diligence. It's just for you to pick what pill you want to swallow, the red pill, blue pill, the truth pill, or you want to go down the bullshit. I look, there was a time in my life that I really, really, really wanted all of the bullshit lies that I was hearing from these gurus at every event, at every, there was a time in my life where I wanted it so badly to be true, that all of the bullshit for it to be true. And, it just wasn't. And so then I had to go back to figuring out, okay, what's the truth? And there's nothing more satisfying than actually getting told the truth. Because even no matter if it tells you that everything that you're doing is wrong, thank God, because at least when you fix things, you're doing the right hard work. None of you have a problem working hard. I know that. You wouldn't be a business owner if you did. But you want to do the right hard work. You don't want to run really, really hard in the wrong direction. Okay. So it's flooded with fake acquisition experts, people who went to a seminar, read a book, watched a YouTube video, and now claim that they can buy your business. Your phone's probably ringing off the hook. Everybody that is out there probably got 5 or 10 emails right now. LinkedIn people that are reaching out. Hey, have you ever thought about selling your business? Right? So let me make this simple. Most of them have no damn clue what they're doing. And you got to start somewhere. I get it. I hope they do really, really well. Those people that are actually wanting to learn about acquisitions, there's a simple solution for you. Go to work for a business and work your way up through that company and learn everything from top to bottom about that business and help it become more successful. You're going to learn a lot. Right? And you're going to get paid while you do it instead of going out and trying to buy a business that you will fail miserably at if you have no business experience. Okay. So, if you don't know what to look for, you're going to waste your time. You're going to get jerked around and possibly get screwed out of the exit that you deserve. You could permanently do damage. So why I'm so adamant about this is because my family is small and mid-sized companies. And if you go through this process because you're excited, they hook you, they're hooking you and they're telling you, yeah, we're going to sell your business, we're going to buy it and blah, 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 just to get to the end of it and realize, oh my God, I took my foot off the pedal of my business. I pissed off some of my top employees. They left. While I was jerking around, I lost a couple of my high-level customers. I did damage. This is why I'm talking to you, because a lot of the shit that's going on out there in the marketplace right now is doing real damage to real companies and real families. Those of you that are doing this, that are on the acquisition side, that are on the buy side after you went to a seminar or read a book, you have to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, are you prepared to ruin the earnings of an entire family and how many countless families that depend on that business being successful? Please just look in the mirror and ask yourself if you're willing to go to cause that kind of a damage because you want to pursue this. There's ways for you to do it. If you have a heart for business, I have a heart for you. Please just watch the approach. Don't go to an acquisition effing seminar and think you know what you're doing. Okay? So that's why today I'm arming you with something that I created personally called the sell box. Now, what is the sell box? If you go back to last week, we talked about the buy box. Now, the buy box is something that you get taught about. In mergers, acquisitions, you get to a place where you're like, okay, I have a chunk of money on the private equity side, and this is my target. I want this kind of business. I want this kind of revenue. I want this many employees. I want these. So you build out on the acquisition side what is called a buy box. Now, on the sell side, you, the business owner, this is worth millions of dollars and lots of time for you to just understand the concept of a sell box. It's the opposite of a buy box. It's not hard to figure out. It's not brain science. It's just on my side, because my wife and I are in acquisition mode all the time. I spent my life in acquisition mode. That is exactly what I did. I bought really bad companies because I didn't have any money. I didn't have any investors. Nobody would lend me any money. I had to do this all. So I had to get really shitty businesses and turn them around for me to be able to do what I do. I think that's called a turnaround specialist, which I had no idea that was a thing until I started actually doing it. So in acquisition mode, it's just a sell box. And I'm going to give you an example of a sell box. The one that I have is very, and again, if you go through the Built to Exit program, the system, if you're interested, obviously you saw the website at the beginning, you got the website at the end. When you go to builttoexit.biz, you're going to get a free assessment that'll help you. And if you want our help, just reach out. It's really, really simple. We do this all day long. In the Built to Exit team, we've got 8 certified strategists that know all of my techniques, all my strategies. So if you need our help, just let us know. But sell box, I'm going to give you a snapshot of it. What I'm going to show you. We've got a redacted one from one of our deals that we're actually going through right now that I'll show you. But in it, it's the real filled out thing is about 8 to 10 pages of information once you've gone through what we call the gauntlet. Like we run all of our businesses through something called the gauntlet. We got to get the foundation. Is the foundation there? So that means we have to get all of the parts and pieces in your sales, your marketing, your finance, all of the basics. So you got to build the foundation of your business correctly. And then you go into the gauntlet, which is the time frame when you decide, okay, I want to build this to exit to when it's exit ready. And in that gauntlet is where you fill out this incredibly in-depth document that we built out called the sell box. Okay. So here's a couple of questions. Now, just get ready to write notes or replay or whatever it is. And remember to send this show to somebody who might be being in acquisition mode. They might be looking to sell, somebody that owns a business and should know this information. Share this show with them because it can be really valuable. Question number 1, to expose somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. They might be, they might be an amateur, whatever it might be. But here's question number 1 that exposes the fake buyer. When somebody approaches you about buying your business, the first question out of your mouth should be, do you, sir, ma'am, newly minted acquisition expert, do you have the money to be able to purchase my business? Now, you may have a broker in between this, whatnot. Again, I'm arming the owner. What you decide to do, whether you decide to handle this, you get so good you can handle the transaction yourself, whether you get a brokerage involved. We have a brokerage if you need help with that. We know of other brokers that are specialized in different industries. But at the end of the day, this is a really, really great question. Do you have the money? Okay. Do you have the money to buy my business? Yes or no? And wait to hear the answers. Now, they could be, well, a lot of, and I want to go through in my mind, I want to make sure I hit some of these high points, is that you're going to get some of these answers. Sometimes they're just going to flat out lie to you and say yes. Okay. Then they should be able to show you, say, okay, before we get serious here, I would like to see a snapshot of that amount of money or the amount of money that you're looking to pay me in an escrow account, just a snapshot to prove to me that you've got the dough. Okay. 90%, I'm just telling you right now on this one question, 90% of the people that are coming at you to acquire your business, this is where you're going to get rid of a lot of that because most of them don't have the money. Okay. Private equity firms do, like I said, a lot of respect for private equity firms. I have lots of friends. I have lots of relationships on the private equity side because they love what we do. We bring them completed deals. Right? We bring them businesses that have spent 2-3 years really fine tuning their businesses specifically because I know on the end, I know what their buy box is and I know what the industry is. And we make sure that the sell box meets the buy box. And by the time our clients through B2X get to the sitting at the closing table, they're in control of the time, the money, and the terms of the deal because they built it specifically for the buy box of the private equity firm that wants to buy them. Okay. Jason, you're giving away all your secrets on here. It doesn't matter. You guys could literally watch me and do it and steal all my documentations and do all this kind of stuff and not have there's a lot of work that goes into this. Okay. There's a lot of work that goes into this and you don't get through it without having your ass handed to you every once in a while. So, don't take any long-winded explanation. No vague, we're raising capital at the moment. Just say yes or no. Do you have the money? Because if it's a no, that's okay. That's okay. Now the next question is, how do you plan on getting it? What's the time frame? Right? I'll wait. As the business owner, I am not going to take my foot off the pedal. I am not going to be sailing my fictitious sailing boat. I'm not going to ignore my top employees. I'm not going to ignore my top customers until I see the money is there ready to go. Then I'll know you're serious. Now we can start having discussions. I'm still not going to take my foot off the pedal because I've learned B2X strategies and what not to do. Okay. So red flags, no long-winded explanation, no vague, we're raising capital nonsense, just yes or no. Now, red flags to watch for. They dodge, they're full of crap. They talk in circles, they're full of crap. If they start explaining, we've got some creative financing before understanding your business, like they're full of crap. It's not, again, I understand. I have so much heart for people that want to buy businesses because I love this. I can't blame them. I want them to buy businesses. Without them out there wanting to do this, you don't have an industry. You don't have this vibrant, you don't have $1.5 trillion looking to buy businesses right now. I just want them to do it the right way. I want them to learn how to do it. The best thing that they could do is go to work for you and then buy your business after 5. That was what I did. My very first business, I went to work for somebody, worked all week building up the business. And on the weekends, I went to work doing installing carpet so that I could make my payment on the business. I learned everything top to bottom about that industry. Okay. Real buyers have funding. They have investors. They have a personal capital ready to go. Everybody else is wasting your time. Okay. Let me read that again. Real buyers have funding, investors, personal capital ready to go. Everybody else is wasting your time. So that's number one. Number two, if you need a number two, right? They somehow satisfy your curiosity. Okay, cool. You got the funds. Now, Next set of questions is, let me make sure that I've got this. Okay. I'm going to throw it in here. It didn't make it to my notes. Speaking of notes, by the way, if you put in the comments where you're at, you can do one of two things. If you're comfortable with putting your email address in, I put a lot of work into the preparation of these shows, and every week my team puts together the video. Once it's all edited, ready to go, they put all my show notes, all the research that I did. They put that into like a newsletter that's called Show Notes. And it's all my research. It's everything that I look for to put together this show. And so in the comments, wherever you find yourself right now, you can either put your email address if you're comfortable with that. And if you're not comfortable with that, just put show notes in the comments, and somebody from my team will reach out to you in DMs and et cetera, to get your email address, and we'll get you on the show notes. And then every week you just get a copy of this. If you can join us live, it's always best. But if you want the replay, that's also fine. So second question, it's not on my show notes. It will be in the show notes that you'll get a copy of. But second thing that you want to ask is for them to show you some kind of a history. Okay. Some kind of a history. And that they've done it before. And again, it's okay if they don't have the money and they don't have any experience doing it. Doesn't mean a deal can't be put together, but at least you know the truth of who you're dealing with, who's trying to buy your business. At least you're dealing with the truth. And there's a lot of things. What people don't realize is I think about 7% of deals that get put together, like you throw, only 7% of businesses get bought because there's so much that goes into it. That you gotta know the blueprint. You gotta know the map for it to become a successful sale. Of those 7%, somewhere in the range of 80% of them fall apart after they close the deal, right? After they close the deal, which means that you have a bunch of people coming in. You do the deal. Everybody gets to a place where they're like, "Thank God Almighty, the thing is done." And they get to the other side of it, and whoever's taking it over doesn't know how to run a business. So then that falls back on the owner. They got to take it back over. They've lost. Anyway, a lot of different things that happen. Okay. So number one, do they have the money? Number two, do they have a track record of doing this before? Okay. That'll help you flush out a lot of this stuff. Okay. Now, so second thing that we've got on my show notes here is a sell box, your exit, your terms. Okay. Buyers have a buy box, strict set of criteria for the businesses they'll buy. But what about sellers? They have no clue what they're willing to sell for. They come up, look, we have this term called a rectal pull that we talk about a lot. Rectal pull just basically means you make something up, you pull it out of your butt and you go, "Hey, this is what I want to sell my business for," which is what most business owners do. We have a feeling, right? "Oh my God, the last 10 years of my life, I've done this." That's worth something. If you find yourself, and there's lots of people that I have in my life that I run into on the road, and especially business owners, if you ever find yourself in life getting to a place where you think this thought, "I deserve," you have gone severely off the path. There is no such thing. I don't care how much time you put in. Yes, I know. Look, I went bankrupt 3 times. Caused me a divorce. It caused me being homeless. It caused me losing my mind. It caused me being an alcoholic. It caused blah, 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 on and on and on. Yes, I understand. I have been through hell and back. Do I deserve anything? Absolutely not. You catch yourself saying that sentence, you got to rethink everything that's going on with you psychologically, because business is a psychological, it is an intellectual game. This shit's got to be right for another show. Okay. So sell box. So most have no clue what they're willing to sell for. That's how they get manipulated, lowballed, and strung along. Sell box fixes that. It's a structured framework that defines your absolute minimum price where you still walk away happy, deal structure, cash, financing, earnout, equity, What works for you? Ideal buyer profiles, strategic buyers, private equity, individual operators, roll-ups. Who is your best fit? These are things that once you start to fill out your sell box, you start to figure it out. So if you don't define your sell box before entering negotiations or even entering the process, bringing on a business broker, the first steps, you're walking into a gunfight with no bullets. So step 3, dead giveaways of a fake acquisition guru. These frauds all have the same script. Here's how to spot them. They talk more about leveraging OPM. Oh, I'm not even going to go down that path. But if you hear somebody say, it's OPM, OPM, which is what you hear from a lot of the idiot gurus that are out there that are telling, that are testosterone, blah, 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 you're all idiots and you got to do what I do, blah, blah, blah. That's one of their big things. It's all OPM. You know what I hear when I hear that is, yes, OPM is a strategy. Yes, it does work if you know what you're doing. But again, OPM for the overly optimistic, undertrained is just you blowing somebody else's life savings. That's what you're doing. Okay? You got to know what you're doing. You got to be intellectual. That's your OPM. That's you, the business owner, by the way. They are saying, we're going to go to Mr. Joe Blow. This is what they're being taught, by the way, behind closed doors. Go to the business owner, make a deal with them, make that business owner, I'm going to sell my company for $1 million. Okay, great. You're going to carry the $1 million. They're going to ask you to be the bank. And then they're going to pay you with the profits of your business while you're still working in the business. This is what they consider a deal out there in the new acquisition world. They're going to buy your business from you with your own money. I don't know. Not what I want to do, not what you want to do. And maybe you do. Maybe I have run into business owners before that are like, I don't give a shit. Just take this thing away from me. I can't handle it for one more minute. So anyway, they've never successfully acquired or exited a business and they need you to finance the deal. If someone's trying to buy your business with your money, they are not a buyer. They are a middleman looking for a commission. Okay. Step number 4, how to build your sell box in 5 steps. Okay. I'm going to give you 5 things that you can look at here. I want to give you a snapshot of, just a copy. This is one of ours that we're using in one of the deals that we're doing right now, but I wanted to give you a snap. This is, one of 7, documents, but this one here will give you an idea of how to set this up, right? This is a sell box. You've got revenue, right? What revenue do you need to be at? What do you need your EBITDA to be at? What do you need your margins to be? And over to the left of company characteristics is going to be what amount of money you want to sell for. Okay, you might be worth, let's say you've got a $1 million EBITDA right now and you want to sell for $7 million, but you've only got $1 million EBITDA. Okay, so basically at $1 million, you're looking at a 3X. So you're somewhere around $3 to $5 million sale. So you need to do some things, right, to be able to get that EBITDA up so that your multiple is your value, because again, it's a real simple formula. You've got earnings, right? Earnings times multiple equals your valuation. And so you want to put what number you want up there on the very top left. And then you start breaking it down. What kind of revenue do I need to be doing? What's my EBITDA range need to be? What is the margin that I need to be doing? What are the growth trends in my business? And there, again, 7 pages of stuff that I've perfected over the course of 25 years of my business. This is what's going on. Okay. So that is a sample. You can build it out really into any idea that you want to see. All right, cool. So, all right, so here's 5 things. This is an example. Like I said, I just wanted you to see, and again, I know, I know there's not much here. This is redacted. This is like, anything that you see out of the US government these days. It's like, I want some evidence because that's public. Here you go. It's all redacted, but you get the point here. you want to put what amount you want to sell for, and then you just start filling in the details. If you need our help, just reach out. We do this all day long and twice on Sunday, and you can see the little TM up there. That's ours. That I created that for myself as I buy and sell businesses, as my wife and I continue to do so. Okay, so 5 things. Write this down. 5 things. Set your floor price. What's your absolute minimum? Define your ideal buyer. Who fits your vision for who you want to take over your baby? I know I'm not my business. My business is not me. That's something that I had to learn, maybe something that you need to learn, so that you don't so closely identify. That's why I was homeless. That's why because I literally said my business is failing, therefore I am a failure. It's not the truth. That's not the way you want to think. Lots, again, multiple shows on that you could go back and look at, but you do put a significant amount of your heart and soul into your business. And so you might want to think up front, who do I want to sell this to? Do you want to sell it to some evil empire, twitchy little, evil person who's just going to fire all your people? And, maybe you don't care. Maybe you just want the money. But maybe you want somebody that has your values. You want somebody who believes as you do, who's going to take care of your employees, who's going to take care of your customers, who's going to do their best to take the spirit of how you built your business. And maybe you don't care. It goes in the sell box. You got to know that, right? You got to know that so that you don't blow apart and waste a bunch of time while your asset is in devaluation mode, while you're in interactions with people who want to buy your business. Okay. Know your terms: cash, earnout, seller financing, equity, et cetera, et cetera. That's number 3. Number 4, prepare your numbers. I don't know how many times I got to say this, because most business owners don't really know their numbers. They're carrying around calculations of how much is coming in, how much we're going to sell next month, how much cash I have in the bank account right now, how many months can I go if the whole thing fell apart. Like, we're running mental calculations. Very few, not none, but very few business owners have their finances dialed in. From this video, you should start to view yourself as a professional CFO, private equity analyst, and start to get to know numbers. It's not, it's just another, like, learning a language or whatever, because that's the language your business speaks. Get to know your numbers, get to know the numbers that a private equity, and I say private equity a lot because they're apex, right? That's who ideally you want to sell your business to. Because being prepared for a private equity firm to be able to purchase you, you're going to have every other option unlocks for you. You're going to be able to sell to whoever else wants to purchase a business. Okay. So that's number 3, know your terms. Number 4, prepare your numbers. Books should be clean, audited, and bulletproof. Number 5, have an exit timeline. Don't wait until you're burned out. Like, this is what if I could say anything to anybody and you take away one thing, do not if you don't think that you're building to exit, we really got nothing left to talk about. This is the wrong podcast. This is the wrong group of people. This is go, find scaling experts or whoever else is out there that fits your mentality. But, once you figure out that everybody exits and you're going to want to do something with your business to exit, that's a great time for you to start building to actually exit. Okay. So don't wait till you're burned out. Don't wait till the life kicks you in the ass and forces you to sell. Don't leave your family a mess. I've seen this multiple times with a lot of our clients. We've had to go in after somebody passed away, rebuild everything so that somebody could take it over and then be able to exit or hand it off to somebody in the family. That is not good. As a leader of your family, whether your wife, whether you're man or woman, and running your business, not a great thing to do. So, have an exit timeline. Don't wait till you're burned out. The best exits are planned years in advance. So, inside B2X, we build real exit plans, ensure that you control the process, not the buyer. Okay. That is the core of what we do at B2X. I want to be in control on the sell side. Always have, always will, because I was the one that built up that value. I'm the one that's going to put myself in a position to win. That's what you should be doing, okay, on your end of the equation. Now, so putting yourself in control. Okay, cool. That's a wrap. But before we go, just remember, everybody exits how it matters. If you're tired of the BS, tired of the noise, ready to build a real business that's actually worth selling, then go to built2exit.biz. Get the roadmap that puts you in control. And if you got any value out of today's episode, don't forget, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with a fellow business owner, somebody that you know might want to hear it. Hit that subscribe button, leave a review, join us every Saturday, every single Saturday, 9 a.m. The greatest group of people get together on Twitter. You're seeing this wherever you're seeing this, maybe on replay, because the best businesses don't just survive, they exit. Okay. And I'll see you next time. Now, if you're with us live right now, jump over to Twitter, because we're going to go do an after party, and we have, somewhere around 200, 300, 400 business owners that show up, to talk about what we talked about here, to throw ideas back and forth, to ask questions about where they are in the exit plan. It's the greatest group of people. So go to Twitter right now, to x.com, and go to @theJCisneros. In the next 5 minutes, you're going to see a Spaces pop up on that profile. Jump in live, and we'll see you there. So that's it. Thank you so much. I'm blessed to have all of you in my life. I am so glad that the Built to Exit community is growing, because it's not about me. It's about your exit. It's about us banding together as business owners that go through very unique situations in life, and really, really need each other in this period of time, or else corrupt governments and multinationals are going to take over. So I love you. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Make sure to share this out, and we'll talk to you very soon. Peace.